Cool beans. All right, sweet. So we'll go ahead and get going. So welcome everyone. I am super excited to be here with you guys today. My name is Amanda Miller and I'm the co-founder of Forward Motion. And I am so excited that you guys all were able to join us today for this vision board party to set our intention for 2021. So as we get going, there are just a few reminders that I want to throw out to you guys. So the first is, if you can, please use the Q&A for questions that you have for me, and use the chat to chat amongst yourselves. You know, if you want to share something, tell a joke, whatever it might be. I'm not going to be monitoring the chat. I'm going to be monitoring the Q&A. Raise your hand to ask a question. I can unmute you, and you can go ahead and ask your question just right here live with the rest of us. I'm on my own today. I don't have a moderator. There's no behind the scenes folks. So just bear with me on the Q&A and on raising your hand, and I'll get to everybody as quickly as I possibly can. And then just remember, this is going to be fun. The whole point of this is to be fun. If you're anything like me, planning for your future, setting your goals in motion, all of that stuff is extremely fun. And I'm really excited. So bring your energy, bring the enthusiasm. You know, I hope you guys are at home. Maybe you got a little music going in the background. I'll try and play some music today as well. So we'll have some fun. I do love to keep things very interactive, so don't be shy. You know, we're hanging out today. You know, I don't want this to be me talking at you. So let's, you know, make sure that we're having a whole lot of fun today. So to start it out, what is a Zoom without a poll, right? So let's go ahead and do our first poll. We'll just have like one poll and a survey today, but I just want to make sure that we're all engaged, right? Having a lot of fun. So I've launched the poll, and the question is really around, how do you feel about vision boarding, right? How familiar are you with vision boarding? Is this your first time? Are you an old pro? What's important for you to get out of this? You just here to, you know, stick some stickers on a poster board, or do you have some big goals that you're chasing this year? So go ahead and we'll give you a couple of minutes there to vote or answer the poll, and we'll share that there. So it looks like we have quite a few people who did this a long time ago, but it's not something that's like in your yearly or in your normal plan. And we have some first timers. So I'm super excited for the first timers. I literally remember my first vision board, and I'll tell you guys a story today about one of my first effective vision boards, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then looks like, you know, almost unanimously, we really want to clarify our vision for 2021. So I kind of have a bit of a question. Maybe it's I hope it doesn't come out the wrong way, but whose 2020 went the way that they planned it, right? If you're raising your hand right now, hats off, right? I don't know that 2020 went the way that almost any of us planned it. So we'll go ahead and end this poll. But one of the really important pieces about, and I'll share these results with you guys. One of the really important pieces about vision boarding and about goal setting and about goal planning is being able to pivot, right? There's a saying or a quote. Unfortunately, I don't remember who the quote is by, but you can look it up. It's a pretty famous one. And it says, be stubborn about your goals, but flexible about your methods. And I think 2020 was probably, in my lifetime at least, one of the first years where that was like, whoa, really resonated, right? Be stubborn about your goals, but flexible about your methods. You have to be able to pivot. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, I want to tell you guys a little bit about why I vision board. Okay, it's all right. Sorry, just checking the Q&A. Like I said, I'm here by myself. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. So I want to tell you a little story about why I vision board. I hope that it resonates with some of you. So in 2016, I was working in the office equipment industry. living in a small apartment that myself and my family, we had long outgrown. And I just wasn't living the prosperous and deliberate life that I had intended. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, I wasn't happy at work. I had no passion for what I was doing. And if anybody's ever experienced that, it can be, we'll be a little overzealous and use the word soul sucking, right? Not having any passion for what you have to go do every day is just not fun. And I wasn't super happy, to be honest. But the worst part is that I was comfortable. Comfort is it's a chameleon, right? It makes you feel or think that you're doing okay. But even though if you know and you feel in your heart that you're not doing what you want to be doing. So I decided in that year, I took some time, and it was early in the year, and I took some time and thought about what would make me happy, specifically in my work, because that was really the biggest part that was a struggle for me. If you've ever read or watched The Secret, good on you. And if you haven't, I highly recommend it. So what I came to on the most basic level was I wanted my career to align with my values. Okay. And I wanted that all to happen while allowing me to advance in my career, enjoy a higher income, right? So I wanted my career to align with my values, have advancement opportunity, and let me make more money. So I sat down and I created a vision board. After sitting and kind of mulling this over, thinking on it, I did a little creative visualization. And at the time, it seemed like the best way to kind of get my plan down on paper was, and to get it somewhere where I could see it every day, was to put it on a vision board. So that's what I did. It wasn't my first vision board, like I said, but it was my first really intentional vision board where I was envisioning the life and the future that I wanted and not stuff that I wanted to buy. Okay, so that's, pro tip number one. That's a really, really important nugget. I knew that I wanted to help the planet. I knew that I wanted to help the people on it, but I didn't know what that looked like. And it's funny, fast forward a little bit, later this same year, right? This is back in 2016, about midway through the year, I reached out to one of my old managers just to tell him, literally, I'm a big believer in like credit where credit's due. And I reached out just to tell him, like, hey, you're an amazing manager. I wanted to thank you for always caring about us when we were your employees. And, I just wanted to give you props because, maybe I was a little bit of a headache when I was your employee, and I wanted to say thank you. I had reached out to him because I wasn't experiencing that in the current role that I was in at the time. I wasn't experiencing a phenomenal leadership, right? Big difference between management and leadership. And this is something that I've learned a lot about over the course of the past 4 years. And he offered me a job. He worked at an industry-changing national solar installer. The salary was lower than the salary that I had in my current role. For me to start, and I had no knowledge of the industry at all. So as you can imagine, it was a little terrifying, but the earning potential was amazing. But guess what? I turned it down. He said no, because I was happy. Now, you and I both know, if you've been listening to any of the story, I wasn't happy. I was not enjoying what I was doing. I was looking for something better and different, but I was also that right? Comfortable. I was comfortable. I knew how to do the work that I was doing every day. I could do it with my eyes, my hands tied behind my back and my eyes closed. And so I was scared, right? But that, the seed was planted, and I started to research the company and learn a little bit more about it. I put like an RSS feed, so, news feed. So when news about that company would come out, it would come to me, and I, took about 3 months, 3 or 4 months, and I was just like reading and learning. And later I reached right back out to him after like 3 or 4 months. I don't know if there's still a job available or not, right? But I'm still not happy in my work. And so I reached out and I said, we talked a little bit, and he said, yeah, absolutely, come on down for a tour. Fast forward to today, you guys can fill in the blanks, right? In my daily life, I'm part of the leadership team for an industry-leading national solar company. I have been with the company for over 3 years now, and I started at an entry-level position. And I've since earned 2 promotions, nearly tripled my salary from where I was at the other company that I was with before. I chair an employee resource group where I have been able to relaunch the program and be integral in our diversity, inclusion, and belonging program. And I feel valued at work. I've been allowed and able to grow and develop every day. I've gotten married to my amazing wife, Katie, and we didn't have any debt after our wedding, which is something that we're really proud of. Like, we didn't have any debt, and that's something that if you look at and you research, it's just not very common with weddings. We bought a house that we love. That's where I'm at right now because #COVID, right? We're raising our amazing teenage son. He's very smart, very caring. We've been approved and we've begun fostering children. And we're now approved and hoping to adopt in the near future, and the list goes on. In 2019, I, along with my wife, Katie, we founded Forward Motion. We run it together with a completely volunteer board. Everything that we do for Forward Motion currently is volunteer, and our goal is to grow and scale this organization in order to drive our mission to create generational prosperity, one family at a time. So, needless to say, I'm now doing something that I'm supremely passionate about, and I'm living my life intentionally. And this all started with me sitting down, setting my intention, putting it into action. So let's start that process for you guys today. Now, I want to show you what my vision board looked like for last year. This isn't my 2016 vision board. I wish I tried. I really tried to find it. I could not. Here's my board from last year. I kept it simple last year. All of my goals were focused around living well, being the best partner I can be, being the best leader I can be, and getting a new bed. I wanted a new bed. So in 2020, I lost 36 pounds. Only my wife can say whether or not I grew as a partner, but I think I did. Babe, feel free to throw it in the chat if you're on. I've elevated as a leader, and I've been recognized multiple times by my company. I've been brought into national trainings and all different types of opportunities within the organization as I've grown. I've expanded Forward Motion, partnered with 2 amazing organizations that I'm extremely excited about. And in case you're wondering, yes, got a new bed. Very exciting. So I'm just gonna keep it rolling, right? Now, some people I've heard say, and I'm sure you've heard say, vision boards don't work, right? You ever heard that? I'll let you in on a little secret. They don't. Vision boards don't work at all. They're boards. They don't pay bills. They don't work. They don't do nothing, right? You work. And that's what vision boarding is about. They don't do anything on their own. So you can see a list up here on your screen. You make the vision board work. That's where it starts, here, where we are right now. Ask yourself, really ask yourself. If you're home alone, yell it. If you're not, your roommates or family or friends can think you're crazy. It's okay. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm fine with it. Ask yourself, what do I want? Okay? What do I want? When was the last time you asked yourself that? You ever see a kid, and kids, they dream without boundaries. They believe without walls, without any type of drawbacks or fear, right? We have to be able to do that as adults, and vision boarding is one of the ways that we can. Now, then we're going to throw in some creative visualization, right? I call that dreaming on purpose. And we'll do that in a minute. Make sure you have the right mindset, okay? You have to believe. I know it sounds corny. I know it does, but you have to believe. I'll tell you, me personally, I've been told on many occasions that, Amanda, you seem to always get what it is that you put out, that you go for. You seem to always achieve your goals, right? I attribute that to, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, right? But I attribute the goals that I do reach to dreaming on purpose and believing with my whole entire heart that what I desire is already mine. My mama taught me that. Then you make your board and you follow up. You're not ready to put a single scrap of paper onto a poster board if you haven't done the steps above first, right? And then once you make your board, you follow up and you follow through. Like I said before, the board doesn't work, you do. All right? Any thoughts, feelings, ahas? Anyone experienced ever the vision board not working before? Feel free to raise your hand. I can unmute you, or feel free to throw it in the chat. Oh, love it. Love seeing the kids. Hi, kids. All right. Can I print the 4 bullet? Might always work. Yeah. Love it. All right. Oh, we got a hand. All right, Angela, I'm going to unmute you and allow you to talk. So I'm allowing you to talk here. You got to unmute yourself as well.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to share, this is really is eye-opening to be able to talk about a vision board with other people. I've done this for about 20 years without involvement of other people, but so it's good for me to be able to see other points of view and how other people attack being intentional. And I love the living intentionally, because that's one of the things that I always say as well. And you asked the question, has anyone ever had a vision board that didn't work out? And my answer is, if my vision board didn't help me accomplish, it was because I wasn't consistently intentional. But when I'm consistently intentional, my whole goal is accomplished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just to throw that out.
Thank you. I'm actually going to share something with you guys. And actually, you know what, I'm going to go back real quick. I try not to go back, right? But I'm going to go back to this Why I Vision board. And if you guys see bullet number 4, I have never in my life set a goal, put a solid plan behind it, worked that plan, pivoted when needed, stayed positive, and not reach that goal. Now, I challenged my team the other day to tell me a single goal that you've ever done all those things, right? Setting a goal and not putting a plan behind it, what is that? It's a dream. Dreaming's great, but if you want it to come true, you got to put a plan behind it, right? So look at all of these steps. Set the goal, set the plan, work the plan, right? Pivot when necessary, and stay positive. You're going to hit your goals. If we're not hitting our goals, it's because we're dropping the ball on one of those, I promise. And I'm open to anybody who ever wants to chat offline. I do this all day long. This is my passion. This is what I love to do, talk to people about their goals, their intentions, and help them reach them. So if anyone ever, kind of wants to dig into that, I'm happy to do it. So we'll go ahead and move on to dreaming intentionally, all right? Dreaming on purpose. So hopefully you had a chance to read the blog post that I sent out. I put it on all of the social media platforms, and I tried to put it in the email reminder as well. If you didn't, go back to the email reminders after this webinar and kind of read through that, because I'm sharing part of my process that I do. If not, it's okay. And if you don't finish your vision board today while we're on this call, that's expected. just to set, expectations out. So that's okay. But there are preparatory steps that you have to do if you want your vision board to work. If you want to work your vision board, right? So this is going to be the first step today. And the first step is dreaming on purpose. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to deliberately dream. Okay. Get a piece of paper and just write. Okay. Don't think about health. Don't think about money. Don't think about anything that could set you back. Nothing. Just write. Just dream on purpose and write, what do you want out of life? Okay. So write that down right now. What do I want out of life? And write down these areas: family and friends, career, spirituality, finance, and fun. Okay, and fun, that's travel, that's events, that's that could be outdoors, that could be camping, anything that you find fun. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes, and 2 minutes starts now. All right. Now, I hope the music wasn't too intense for anybody. It wants to start back up. I like those sometimes, right? All right. So I hope the music wasn't too intense. But so talk to me, guys. Talk to me about, what did you write down? What do you want? What did you write? Anything that you all are willing or comfortable sharing? So we got a couple who raised their hand. Give me just a sec. Let me get in there. All right. Okay, so Michelle H, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to talk. You'll need to unmute yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay. So what was funny is I started writing what I don't want.
Ooh.
And I was like, no. So I scratched it out. And, the biggest reason I wanted to come here is, looking at career, much like how you had said, I want a career where I'm not trading my time for money. I'm speaking, performing, excited every day, making a difference for others. a lot of things in my own head have held me back from pursuing that. So I'm pretty healthy overall. I tend to have fun no matter where I'm at, what situation. But I know that there's a lot of things tied into wealth and my relationship with money, where I tend to hold on to it for fear that it's going to disappear.
Mm,
So wanting to get rid of that in
yeah.
2021 and step out.
Yeah. There's a couple of things that that you said, and I hope it's okay if I just piggyback a bit and excuse my puppies in the background. You said that there are certain things that are holding you back, and you started to write down all the things that you didn't want, right? And we do that as humans. When we think about, or want to think about what it is that we do want, what we do is we think about what we don't want in reference to what we do. And then we spend all of our time focusing on how to get rid of rather than how to gain. And the way, and our brains are wired that way. Okay. So just so everybody knows, like, there's never feel bad about it. Our brains are wired that way. There's a really great little video. It's on YouTube, and it's by the Conscious Leadership Group, and it's called where are you, or above the line, below the line. If you look on YouTube, you'll find it. If anybody wants me to, I'm happy to share it with you after. It's something that I use in work all the time. And it's, that scarcity thinking is it's how we're wired, because we are still, as much as we want to believe and believe of how much we've evolved, we're still those hunter gatherers, right? In our brains, there's so much that's still set in times when we were trying to just protect ourselves, right, and survive. And so those are things that we have to unlock. And then with the holding on to money and for fear of it not coming back, right? That's that kind of, again, scarcity, right? And when we have to think about things from a position of abundance. So I love that you shared that, Michelle. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming. So we have one more, let's see, Angela.
Hi. Yeah, I just kind of summarized everything in one fell swoop. What I want in life is to be successful and fulfilled in finances, my physical ability, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and in my career. So, and I do understand what you were sharing about thinking in reference to scarcity living. I try not to do that, but then sometimes I do, and it's a tug of war with changing your mindset, having a paradigm shift about life and living and doing.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So that, a lot of really, really great stuff that you two both shared. And we'll go ahead and continue. And some of the things that you all were just sharing will pop up a little bit as we go. So our next step is, again, these questions. And we need to write your answers down. It's very important that you write. Okay. If I wasn't necessarily planning on sending this deck out, but I'm happy to share it if anyone would like it after the fact. But we need to answer these questions. So question number one, okay, I'm asking you guys, it's December 31st, 2021. Okay, just a little over a year from today. You're looking back on the year. This is worded very intentionally. What did you accomplish? Okay, so take a moment, write that down. What did you accomplish in 2021? All right, I know you may not be done. Just make sure that you wrote the question down at least. Now, question number two, what are 1 to 3 habits that you want to stop this year? Now, Very important, again, going back to the scarcity thinking. We do not want to make our vision board surrounding on things we want to stop, but we do need to recognize what it is that we want to stop in order to be able to know what it is that we want. It's very important that you're never running away from something that you don't want. You're running to something that you do want, if that makes sense. So the next one, what are 1 to 3 habits that you want to start this year, right? Is it drinking enough water? Is it going hiking? Is it family game night? Is it, development in your career? Do you want to start using LinkedIn Learning in order to advance your skills and grow? What is it that you want to start this year? This next one is very, very important. How do you want to feel over the next year? In answering this question, I recommend just a word storm. Just write down descriptive words that express how you are going to feel throughout this year. And the last question, do you believe you will achieve your goals? All right. Now, again, I know you might not have completely gotten everything out on paper. It's really important that you do, but in the interest of time, we're going to keep moving, okay? One of my favorite rules, and that has served me very well over time, is if what I'm doing isn't working, I don't got nothing to say to nobody whose something is working, right? If what I'm doing isn't working, I'm not going to be like, well, I'm not going to try what John's doing, even though it's working for him. I'm just going to keep doing it my way. That's how you bang your head against the wall and expect it to turn into a door somehow, right? If what I'm doing isn't working, I will not be afraid to do what is working for others. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you believe that the changes that you're seeking are already yours, then they are. I know it sounds very esoteric, can sound very corny, but we can take it all the way down, past the metaphysical to physics and a lot of like researched history. But people who are positive lead positive lives. People who are negative lead negative lives, right? People who believe good things are going to happen to them, good things happen. People who believe bad things are going to happen to them, bad things happen. Have you ever, we all know that person, right? We don't necessarily all walk into the office anymore. Some of us probably do, but you ever gone to the office and you're walking in and you have that experience or that kind of tradition of walking up to people in the office, hey, how you doing? How was your evening? How was your weekend? Whatever it might be. And then there's that one person that you look and you're like, oh, I'm not asking them how they're doing. I'm tired of hearing about all the bad things that happen to them, right? Those bad things will continue to happen to them as long as they keep focusing on them. What we focus on, we get, okay? So I've written some affirmations here that I say, and that help me. And yes, I say these out loud. I say them to myself and I say them often. And I wanted to share some with you. I invite abundance into my life. Okay? Everything I seek is already mine. I will achieve the success I seek. I am smart enough, a hard enough worker, deserving enough, ready enough for everything I desire. Share with me, guys, what are some affirmations that you use or even share if you don't use affirmations. I can do anything. I love it. What else? What are some positive things that we say to ourselves? What are some positive things that you all say to yourselves? Michelle, I'm going to allow you to talk there. So you should just be able to unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Oh,
share.
Was your hand raised?
It wasn't. I was typing. I was like, oh my God, you can see what I'm typing. You're a freaking psychic.
I'm that good.
The talkie mushrooms. I wanted to actually, I teach yoga, and something I started saying when I close out the practice, and I want everyone to repeat in their heads, is with gratitude in my heart and love in my soul, I am complete.
I love that.
That's it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, Marissa, I have allowed you to talk, so just unmute yourself.
Oops, sorry. It's Sarah.
Oh, Sarah, I have allowed you to talk. I have unmuted, so unmute yourself.
I don't know that I meant to raise my hand, but but
Okay, do you want to share?
I just put the only way to begin is to begin, and it's actually something that I think Eleanor Roosevelt said, and I just really like that because a lot of people, that's where they struggle. Like, how do I start?
Yeah, and I think I know a lot of quotes. Thank you, Sarah. I know a lot of quotes, but I don't always remember who said them. But maybe someone can type in who said this one. But you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. I think maybe it was Teddy Roosevelt, if I'm not mistaken. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. I think that piggybacks really nicely off of Sarah's. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. Now, if you have a screenshotter, if you're on your computer, do a snip, whatever it might be, steal these, right? And talk nice to yourself every single day. It will feel weird at first. It will feel silly. But as you continue to do it, you will begin to see changes and positivity and achievement, and you'll begin to feel better about you. Even if you already feel great about yourself, keep doing it, right? Because no one feels great all the time. It's like, I got another quote for you guys. You will never always be enthusiastic, so you have to learn to be disciplined, right? Or you will never always be excited, so you have to, no, you will never always be motivated, so you have to learn to be disciplined, right? Discipline comes in where motivation lacks. And sometimes you won't feel like talking nice to yourself. And that's when you need to do it the most. So talk nice to yourself. All right, guys. Now I know we've kind of taken some time and we've talked a little bit. And now we're gonna get down to a little bit of fun. So I hope you all have some of your supplies. I've got mine here that you all can see as well. So we are going to begin to build our vision board. Now, as you are choosing your pictures, your words, choose pictures and words that represent your intentions, that represent your thoughts, your desires. Do not choose things that represent things that you want to stop, right? If you smoke cigarettes and you want to stop smoking, maybe you're going to start walking when you want a cigarette instead. So put walking on there, not a big cigarette with a circle around it, because then you're going to be looking at that cigarette all day on your wall thinking about how you want a cigarette, right? So make your board positive only. Don't put anything on there negative that you don't want. Dream without boundaries. Everything that you put on your board doesn't have to be a tomorrow goal or even a this year goal. Dream without boundaries. Allow yourself to believe that the things that you desire are things that you deserve, and the things that you deserve are already yours. Okay? And then be creative. Have fun. This is your life we're talking about here. So I'm going to kick some music on. We'll get started with the boards. I'd love to hear from some of you guys. Let's keep the chat open. I want to hear any aha moments, any realizations. Don't be shy. You know, this is a safe space. This is an open space, a free space, right? I want to hear what you thought about the first part of this session today and anything that you learned. So just raise your hand. I'll unmute you. Keep the chat going, and if you have questions, just either raise your hand or put it in the Q&A, put it in the chat. I'll bring us back together here in about 15 minutes. So again, we're not going to complete our vision boards today, but stick with it, guys. Stay with us here. And I've got some good stuff also to close this out, okay? So let's go ahead and I've got 3 screens. That's why it looks like I don't know how to use a computer sometimes. Oh. Hey, Sandra, I saw you had your hand raised there.
Hey, Amanda.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just going through all of my scraps of paper and I found something I wanted to share because it kind of totally ties my vision board together, and it's going to go in the center.
Nice.
And it is never too late to be what you might have been. I have a lot of anxiety, and I didn't realize it until my adulthood, and it kind of changed my course in life and had me not do a lot of things that I was actually capable of doing because I didn't have anybody pushing me to get beyond the anxiety. And now that I've, gotten help and, have actually gotten on medication to help my brain go back to normal, I'm back to feeling very creative and kind of the way I was in high school when I was on yearbook and stuff. So I've been able to, I'm trying to start my own small business to do on the side. I've been a veterinary technician for 11 years. So I've just basically put my heart and soul into working for not very much money. And now I'm trying to increase my income and feel like I can finally get out there and do that. So I was really excited to do this today. And I like arts and crafts anyway. So gluing stuff to poster board is always fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Sandra. I think one of the things that you said that really, really resonated with me was that you allowed your anxiety, if you will, or your anxiety, created an environment where you weren't able or didn't do things that you were fully capable of doing, but there was that anxious or that fear that held you back. And I think, we can all probably relate to that on some level. So thank you very, very much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And then Marissa or Sarah, your hand is raised. Is that on purpose?
No.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, good stuff, guys. So I'll go ahead, I'll kick the music back on. And again, feel free to keep the chat open. And as you find something cool or you want to share it, please do. And I'm gonna keep cutting my stuff out here. Vision boarding is something that it's not always something that can be done super quickly. It's a personal experience. It should be done with great intention. And I found this one. It's probably backwards, but where family comes together, right? So this year, my vision board, myself and my family, we sat down and we did the activities that we just did as a group. We did them as a family. And so I'm kind of cutting the stuff out, and we're going to be doing a family vision board. And so, yeah, super excited for that this year. And I did want to share, I'll have it Joy share shared that every day we have our kids say, I am smart, I am strong, I work hard, I love my family, and I can do anything I work hard and God helps me to do. They've been saying it every day since kinder age. That is huge. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Joy. Don't forget your self-care, everybody. Get your self-care. I know we can sometimes get to a point or a place where we are doing a lot with words and forgetting about pictures. We're doing a lot with pictures and forgetting about words. So make sure that your vision board and the things that you're cutting out, the vision that you're putting together has words and pictures, because it's going to help to solidify as you walk by this board and as you look at it throughout months of the piece of the year. It's going to help your brain to know your intention, to really set it in and allow you to. And look for pictures and words that have different colors. Try and stay away, if you can, from too many blacks or reds. You want your vision board to be a calming place for you. And you want it to be something that evokes excitement and determination and not any types of anxiety or depression. The colors do a lot for us with that. So just want to toss that out there. Jim. Anyone who knows me knows that a stream in the woods, that's my happy place. It has to be a stream. If you all notice, I chose some really calming music while we do this. That was very intentional. You know, as you continue, once we're done with our session today, and as you continue setting up your vision board, if you're going to listen to music, I highly recommend that you listen to meditation music, jazz, classical, something that is very calming, and it will allow you to, it'll allow your mind to continue to work and think without a lot of distraction, hearing different words and things like that. All right, everybody. I know it hasn't been long, but I hope that everyone had an opportunity to get their vision boards started and really have the opportunity to get that stuff going. What I am going to do is we've got about 7 minutes left, and I want to make sure that I respect everyone's time. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a quick survey. So I want to make sure that we're able to do that. All right. Guess we're not going to do a quick survey. Oh, interesting. It must have left. Well, if you guys can share in the chat, perhaps, or in the Q&A, whichever. I guess I ended up trying to monitor both. If you all can share in there, you know, what did you think about today's session? Would you come to a forward motion session, you know, similar? Maybe it's not vision boarding, maybe it's something different. And just, you know, kind of share what you thought with us. Alicia, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, I love great vibes. That's something that's really, really important to me. Vibes are everything, right? Good stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. You know, as I mentioned, I do want to respect everyone's time. So we'll just go over quickly. What do I do with my vision board, right? I know that we still have some time that we need to. Yes, Alicia, I'll make sure that I can share the deck. I'll put that together and send it out. I hope that's what you need. Good stuff. So put it where you can see it. Okay, put your vision board where you can see it. Look at it often. You don't have to, I don't think you can see it, but my vision board is right here. This is my work area. And so I sit here all day when I'm working on forward motion, when I'm working on my career job, if you will, and I see this vision board every day. When we were in the office, I had my vision board on my desk. Okay, some people like to take a picture of their vision board and make it their background for their computer screen if they're at their desk a whole lot. So just put it somewhere where you can see it every day. Share it with a trusted partner. Now, some people will say, just share it on your social media page, make it your background, and that works for some people, and I'm not against it. I would say share it with people who are open to understanding and supporting you. I don't want to say stay guarded by any means. That would be scarcity thinking. But I am a true believer that you want to put yourself, you want to be intentionally vulnerable, and you want to be vulnerable in a way that is most beneficial to you and to the people you're interacting with. I hope that makes sense. So remember your plan, okay? What we did at the beginning, right? And what you're gonna finish doing as you write out the answers to those questions. What do I want? What did I accomplish in 2021, right? Keep that too, and go over it, depending on, what type of person you are. Now, me, myself, I have my vision board up. I can see it every day. I don't go and stand in front of it every day and stare at it for hours on end, but I do see it every day and I look at it every day, and having it in my space is very important. My goals, my written goals, I put those into Google Docs, and I revisit them typically like once a quarter. And it's a really, really great experience as I go through the year, and I hope that I hear from you all throughout the year. It's a really great experience to go back to your goals, to look at your vision board and be able to say, I am making progress in that area, or I have achieved that which I set out to achieve. It is an amazing feeling. I really, I can't explain it. Please tag Forward Motion with a picture of your vision board. We would love to see the finished product, and please share those with us, share those with me. I would really love to see what you all put together and how you set your intention for 2021. Facebook at Forward Motion AZ, Instagram at Forward Motion AZ, LinkedIn, you can at Forward Motion, and you'll see our logo, which is down in the left-hand corner of the slide, and you'll see that pop up. That's what we have for you all, and I hope that you all enjoyed this session today. If you feel like you can, please help us continue our mission. Again, our mission is creating generational prosperity, one family at a time. We work with underprivileged youth. We work with low-income families to help them with financial literacy, goal setting, career advancement and planning, and we do that as volunteers. As we mentioned, we started this organization because we want to help people. So we decided to do this vision board party. I was doing my vision board, and we're doing our family vision board, and I said, let's share this with everyone. I've taught my process to individuals a lot over time, and but I've never done it in a setting like this, and so I decided I wanted to share. But forwardmotionaz.org/donate. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. All donations are tax deductible if that's something that's important to you. And I'm really humbled. I'm really grateful that you all were able to join today. We sincerely thank you for your support. A little bit goes a long way, and it's time to move forward. Thanks, everybody.